Hi everybody, welcome back to another video here on my channel, and today we are going to be doing something just a little bit different because everything has really changed in the past, I don't know, week or so regarding my future plans and what's coming up here on the channel and everything like that. So this video was supposed to be a packing video for my trip to Utah and Arizona with a few of my friends from the Patagonia trip 2 years ago, and that has gotten canceled due to the coronavirus that's going around. I'm sure everybody has heard about that, and you've been hearing about it non-stop for the past 3 weeks at this point. But yeah, so that trip has been canceled. I was supposed to be on a flight about 6 hours ago, and I would have been in Austin, Texas right now, starting the trip with my friend Darren and his wife. But that, like I said, has been canceled. So instead of doing a packing for Utah camping photography road trip video, we are going to be doing just a packing video in general for my camping trips. And this is mainly regarding the main things that I take camping during my photography road trips and things like that. We're not going to be talking about all the little extra things such as cooking, kitchen equipment, food, all that random nonsense stuff that you can find pretty much anywhere and you can go with any sort of thing. This is for the main big things that I'm taking camping with me, such as my tent, my sleeping bag, my pillows, my sleeping mat, and a few other things here and there. So, as you can see to my right, there is a huge bag, and this bag I just got actually a few days ago. This was going to be the bag that I was going to take to Utah with me. It would have fit all of my camping stuff that I needed for that trip and my clothes. But now, because that trip is canceled, I'm going to go up to New York State, and I'm visiting my friend Nolan, who you've seen here on the channel a bunch of times. And we are going to just do some camping, probably on his property that he has up there or near some waterfalls. But don't worry, we're not coming in contact with any humans. There's no spreading of anything. So it's just going to be a casual camping, and we're going to be doing some photography, hopefully of some wildlife and some waterfalls. So those you can be expecting to coming up on the channel here. I'm going to make some videos out of those events. And yeah, we'll dive right into the bag. So this is an REI bag that I got a few days ago. It is called the Road Tripper 100 liters. So it is massive. It's not even full right now. And basically this bag packs down to about this size, kind of like handheld. It's one of those compressible bags that you can open up and expand, and it'll fit a bunch of stuff in there, up to 100 liters as it says, and then it'll crush down to a small packable bag if you don't need to use the actual duffel bag itself. So I'll open it up and show you guys what I got in here, because some of it is new and I have not talked about it at all. And to start it off, obviously this can be compressed down much smaller than this. This is just how you're supposed to store your sleeping bags. If anything, you want to hang them up in a closet. And this is my new sleeping bag that I got. So the sleeping bag that I had was only rated for about 45 degrees, so I would have to have a bunch of blankets with me on my road trips. And because I was going out west and it gets cold there in the desert at night, I got a 15-degree rated sleeping bag. And I believe this is by a company called Big Agnes, and it's one of the highest rated sleeping bags by a few magazines that me and my dad have looked at. And we went to a local outdoor store near me here in New Jersey, and they highly recommended this bag. It is a lightweight mummy bag, and the model of it is called Spike Lake, and like I said, it's 15 degrees rated, so it is also a mummy sleeping bag. I am pretty tall, so I believe this is the extra long version of it. I'm 6'1", give or take, and I think this can fit up to somebody who is 6'4", something like that. I'm not the biggest fan of mummy sleeping bags, but due to the cold weather, mummy sleeping bags are actually the best rated, and my feet can get over their claustrophobia in the sleeping bag, and if I need to stick one foot out of the bag, I can. So it's not that big of a deal. So if you really don't like mummy sleeping bags, you can kind of get around it. Just undo the zipper at the bottom, and that's basically all you need to do. But this sleeping bag, I haven't tested it out yet, so we're probably gonna jump into the field a few times during this video, and I will give you a review of the sleeping bag when I'm out camping with Nolan. I will put a link to it down in the description. As I said, it is a Big Agnes Spike Lake 15-degree bag. So we're gonna move on to the next thing now. So the next thing we're moving on to is my pillow. It's just a very simple Field & Stream pillow. I believe I got it at Dick's Sporting Goods. And it compresses down into this little bag here. And I'm sure I could get it even smaller if I push a little bit harder. But again, it's just a simple pillow. It comes out to be like this big, so it's not your average size pillow. This is probably not the best option if you want to do really, really lightweight camping. This is just the best option for me comfort-wise, and I usually do car camping, so I don't really need to worry about weight that often or size. But my suggestion would be a blow-up pillow. There's small air-filled pillows that you can get that compress much smaller than this. So I would say go that way. But again, I'll put the link down in the description, and I'll show you guys the pillow in action when it's not compressed here in the bag out in the field. So I'll talk to you guys after we do that. And last but not least, the pillow, which again, just a simple Field & Stream pillow that I got from Dick's Sporting Goods. And it pulls out, and there you go. There's your little pillow. That'll go in the top of the sleeping bag, and you're all set up. Okay, moving on to the next thing here, and that would be my sleeping mat. So this mat has been through a lot of stuff. This is my dad's old sleeping mat, and they make much better ones now that compress much smaller than this, but this is the one that I currently have. When I was out shopping for the sleeping bag earlier this week, they told me at the outdoor store that you should actually not store your sleeping mats rolled up like this. I always just thought to keep it like this because that's how they roll up and everything like that, but you're supposed to leave it filled with a little bit of air and flattened out, so it kind of has, in a way, you call it muscle memory, because this is a self-inflating sleeping bag. So you just open up this nozzle here and it will start inflating a little bit. You only have to blow it up the last 5 or 6 puffs of air to get it to be firm, but basically the self-inflating sleeping bags, you can just open up the nozzle like I said, and it'll start breathing in air itself, and then it'll expand to the full-length mat. So that's why you should store them, if you have space, store them kind of flat or unrolled, so they have that little bit of muscle memory, so when they start self-inflating, they'll roll out themselves. But this is, let me open it up here and tell you guys what the brand is. This is a Luxury Series Thermarest, and I really have no idea how old this is. My dad has had it for a while when he used to do camping, and I got it from him because he got a camper in the back of his truck, so he doesn't need a camping mat anymore. He's got a bed. So yeah, I'll put a link for a different Thermarest mat in the description. It'll probably be a much newer, updated one, and it'll probably be even better than this, but this has been with me for all my camping trips, and I've never had any issues sleeping on this. It's always been very comfortable. And I do actually have a smaller one that is probably like 5 or 6 inches shorter than this. And if it's really uncomfortable ground at the campsite, then I will put the smaller one on top or below this longer Thermarest mat. So that is that for the Thermarest. I will show you guys this in action in the field again. And yeah, then we'll get on to the main part of this video, which would be my tent. And that is the reason why I was told not to store the sleeping mats rolled up like that, because they don't have that muscle memory, as I was told, to self-expand back into the flat mat itself. So this one now requires, I mean, it is pretty old anyway, but now requires me to basically blow up the entire sleeping mat, but that's okay. So I'll show you guys that now. Okay guys, so we're back from that little cutout into the field, and we're here with my tent. Again, something that I got from my dad, which is great because he doesn't really need the tent that much anymore, and it's a really good camping tent. It is a Sierra Designs Hyperlight AST. I don't know how old this is either. It's probably almost as old as the Thermarest mat, and it packs down to this size. It is the heaviest thing in the bag. I know the sleeping bag looked a lot bigger than this, but again, I said if that sleeping bag was compressed more, it would be much smaller. So this has the tent poles in it, the spikes for the ground. It also has the mat that you lay on the ground to prevent water from coming up into the tent. And then you have the tent itself, and then the rain cover. So this tent has been through a lot. Again, it's been on all my camping trips with me, and it would have went out to Utah if we had not canceled that trip. I will go out into the field and show you guys how I set this up, and how I set up the mat, the sleeping bag, and the pillow itself out in the field. Okay guys, so we're right to the side of the hammock tent that we set up right there, and I'm gonna set up my tent now. We're kind of on a bit of a slant, so I'm not even gonna be sleeping in it tonight, but I'm gonna set it up for you guys for this video so you can see what I usually camp in. And yeah, I'll put a little time code on the screen on how long it takes me to set this up. I haven't done it in about a year, so it might be a little bit longer than usual, but it's a pretty fast tent to set up, so I highly recommend it. Again, Sierra Designs, hyper light, and yeah, we'll set it up right now. Okay, so there is the tent all set up. Basically the tent cover, or the rain cover I mean, just clips on with clips on the edge of the tent itself. So that way it doesn't blow off when you're in a storm or something like that. And now I will set up the inside of the tent and give you guys a look at all that stuff. Okay guys, so I hope you enjoyed that. That is probably gonna be a short little video about my camping gear, and I'll probably do another video when I do some other type of camping, but this is all camping that I would do from my car. So this is nothing to do with super lightweight stuff that I need to put in my camera bag or anything like that. If anything, it's not even related to photography in any way, but more photography videos will be coming on the channel. Like I said, I'm going up to my friend Nolan's house for a few days, which you probably would have seen in the outdoor section of this video, but we are going to be going to waterfalls, so hopefully those videos will be coming up soon on the channel. Because I have a lot of free time now without the trip that got canceled, I can hopefully put out more videos for you guys. We got some more from New Zealand coming, probably 3, maybe 2 or 3, something like that. But yeah, that's about it for now. So I will talk to you guys in the next video. And until then, bye for now.